And there we go. So 2023 saw Kenny Pickett did not want to play. He didn't want to risk injury. Mason Rudolph started a playoff game for them. And yeah, kind of imploding from the get-go there. Then they bring in Russell Wilson on a veteran minimum contract. They trade for Justin Fields from Chicago. They looked really good early on with Fields, and they go over to Russ. Russ looked like the Russ of old, which was really cool to see. But then obviously his danger witch and high knees started kicking in, and the team just started falling apart from there. Team was not really showing up. They weren't playing up to par. They weren't playing up to standards here. And, well, yeah, I got nothing else to say here. But this man here at 42 years old, going to be 43 in early December, is trying to hoist a Lombardi one final time after the Jets kind of told him to kick rocks. He is there, and we're going to look at the offense here. The Steelers did something that the Steelers don't do. They acquired a receiver. They trade a second-round pick here for DK Metcalf. They bring in Aaron Rodgers to be the guy, a whole new quarterback room that wasn't even there a year ago with Mason Rudolph, Will Howard, Skylar Thompson. They trade for Jonnu Smith. Pat Frymuth is still there. The offensive line is still really good. They bring in Caleb Johnson via the draft. Jalen Warren's the lone veteran that's there in that backfield. Najee Harris leaves. He goes down to the Chargers with Harbaugh. But yes, Kenneth Gainwell is there. Trey Sermon, who's trying to still find his footing in the league. He's been in for like 4 years. But this is what we're looking at here as Aaron Rodgers' final stop before maybe stop the can.
It's done. Like, this is it.
Yeah, he signed a 1 year unless, Good. But hey, he's married. To who? No one's seen the girl, but he's married to the game. I appreciate the dedication there.
Can I just say this is the most Arthur Smith looking ass team I've ever seen? Like offense, you have one receiver, you got a bunch of tight ends.
Listen, he has Jonnu Smith. Like, here, if there's anyone to take a fantasy number one overall, I think it's Jonnu Smith. He made him a superstar, and Kyle Pitts had to suffer there in his last year in Atlanta.
How did they get better? Please tell me.
Between Mason Rudolph, Will Howard, and Skylar Thompson, I think they got a bit better at quarterback. Just a bit, not a whole lot. I think DK Metcalf going there. It's a bit of surprise. 5 years, $135 million that they paid him. They don't pay receivers. They always trade them away. George Pickens got shipped out because apparently Rodgers didn't want him around. But yeah, Robert Woods. I mean, hey, Woods is a reliable receiver. I mean, I think they should have brought in Amari Cooper personally. I really think they should have. You got DK who could, go over the top, and Amari who's your possession guy. You have Roman Wilson who hasn't really proven himself last year, and then Scotty Miller. I forgot he was in the league, to be honest. He was somewhere. I forgot he was there. But if there's going to be anything, I think the offensive line can honestly help them a lot, but I mean, it goes down to Aaron Rodgers, and what will Aaron Rodgers do? They already brought the last 2 years they brought in all his players with the Jets. This year, the Steelers are bringing in guys that he might be in someone's ear telling them to bring in.
Like, you need 2011 Aaron Rodgers for this team to win a Super Bowl.
I think you need any of the Aaron Rodgers. Like, you could add 2020 and 2021. I mean, he balled out. That's the older Rodgers though. Yeah, so
no one's seen him.
He died. That dude put died with the Achilles.
Put that man on a milk carton. He's gone. Like, he hasn't. No, that
missing.
That guy that last year in Green Bay.
That's true too.
Like, that guy is gone.
I don't know. Good when he got his buddy Devontae back in New York, and that was just the only thing.
He did the most for himself for when he was on the Jets.
He still couldn't pass 4,000 yards with the Jets, and he had Devontae Adams for half the season.
Exactly. So I don't know. I really
think he might be out there because that apparent meeting with Aaron Glenn and Rodgers where he says, "You don't know who I am," and Aaron Glenn says, "You don't know who I am."
I really would love to know what Colton would say about this team. We might have to get a take.
Golly.
Yeah, I really want to know his opinion for this team because I'm thinking his opinion might just be, hey, we probably go 9-8. And that's the opinion because that's just every year now.
Oh my God, they got Cordell Patterson.
Yes, they had him last year, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's the entire Atlanta Falcons that you need. Cordell Patterson can run the ball. Jonnu Smith blocks and catches the football. Jonnu Smith breaks the receiving record of receptions in a year. I mean, I think it's perfect.
Yeah, I don't know. This is just
The script writers couldn't script this any better. I mean, come on. Scordell, Jonnu, like, come on. Devontae Adams gets traded from LA. Who knows?
I got nothing. Really, honestly.
I got nothing else. If we want to go over to the defense here, where, listen, there is a lot of big moves here, but I think we got to talk about the bigger one here who's been there since 2017. TJ Watt, he wants a new extension. He wants to be the highest paid defensive player in football. The Steelers are basically just trying to let his contract play out. So that's a situation to watch. They bring in Darius Slay. They trade for Jalen Ramsey, and they exchange it with Minkah Fitzpatrick returning to Miami, who hasn't been there since 2018 and a little bit of the 2019 season. So it's been a really long time. But Jalen Ramsey, another big, puzzling, shocking piece of this defense now. And also Juan Thornhill from the Browns, a really reliable safety. And also Derek Harmon, my bad, defensive tackle out of Oregon, drafted in the first round this year. And also, is this the last year of Cam Hayward? Been there since 2011, year 15. He's been there for a while. I think him and Cam Jordan are going to like hold hands across the finish line together. They're going to just say, you know what, let's retire at the same time. The battle's over.
And that other dude in the division, man, long time. Or Jaguar? No, never mind. I don't remember.
Are you thinking about Brandon Graham? He already retired.
No. Damn. I forget what his name was, but
First time.
he might still be on the Ravens. I don't know. We'll see. But
yeah, Patrick Queen, who really, I mean, hey, Ravens kind of kicked him out. He showed up. He was playing really well. Peyton Wilson, if he steps up a little bit more, he could be a really reliable piece too. Alex Highsmith, he got his extension, so $84 million for him. I think he got it like midseason last year. So this is a Pittsburgh Steelers team that's going to play rough against you, and they're going to do everything in their power to make sure you're not going to be able to run the ball, pass the ball. They're going to make sure, this is everything that we saw from the 70s and 80s, 90s, 2000s. Like,
this looks like the same team that they do this every year. They make additions, but they also make subtractions. So at the end of the day, it's net zero.
Yeah, which is still very competitive, but
it's just enough to once again be the same mediocre mid team that wins games and then loses games they shouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone gets excited because they made a bunch of moves and they're the Steelers. But like, is Jalen Ramsey better, the same, or worse than Minkah Fitzpatrick?
Well, Jalen Ramsey's only played in warm weather. I mean, he played in Jacksonville, which, it gets down to like 50 probably when they're playing there. Then he was in LA, which LA, is always 70 and sunny. Then he was in Miami, which is hot as shit.
Like, Ogunjobi's gone, so they have now this Harmon. Like, every time they make a move, it's just a lateral move. Every time. They just shuffle the deck chairs around the Titanic and pretend that they're still like.
Oh yeah, that's how I described the trade. It was just the shuffling of the Titanic chairs.
Like, that's the facade of the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
Is they still think it's Terry Bradshaw and the Iron Curtain. They're winning Super Bowls and they're just mediocre, can barely make a playoff game, let alone win one.
I don't like the over the hill dudes. Like Darius Slay, I think we all know is not what Darius Slay used to be. I think
Darius Slay would definitely be moving to safety because like Beanie Bishop played really good last year.
Jalen Ramsey, I don't think is quite the.
I think he got like a year left of like the Jalen Ramsey before it starts to tires are falling off.
Probably half a year of the Darius Slay because for the last couple of years he's been no play Slay.
Yeah.
Until second half of last season when he became his old self again.
You're gonna have pass rush, cool. It's gonna be great, cool. You're gonna have a competent back end. That's nice. They'll keep you in games. You still need the offense to perform. You go 9-8. This is
like they can't possibly pull off a trip over 9-8 once again, can they?
Yes, it's Tomlin. Unless Rodgers just has that bone in his, thigh that he's just like, you know what? Let's go under 500. I'm tired of this.
Tell you what, that'd be a heck of a season for this team.
All right, let's go to the schedule here where we got it's the one schedule I couldn't find.
See, I told you there's always
ways.
some, man. There's always
I
some.
pulled this off of the Steelers website because I would have thought maybe, someone would want to make it like a phone back, like I don't know,
Yeah.
a computer background or something.
Yeah.
Let's take this down so we can
Yeah, I
see
was
the
gonna
bottom
say.
ones. So, I mean, big revenge game week 1, Aaron Rodgers and the Jets, Justin Field and the Steelers. So that's a big one. I'm going to already call it 12-4 final. So, yeah, Jets get 2 safeties, and that's that. But, yeah, you're home for Seattle, then DK Metcalf's game, and then you're in New England, and then in Ireland for the very first Ireland game, or IRL in real life, whatever you want to call it there. Really early bye, though. Early October, super early bye. But then, you're playing Cleveland, you're at Cincinnati, and then it's Green Bay, which is Rodgers' maybe potential 32nd win against the franchise in NFL history, being him up there with Peyton Manning and Tom Brady, Brett Favre. Yeah, I don't know. I gotta crunch the numbers here.
I'm not even bothering. You know that, right? I'm just gonna say 9 and call it a day.
I'm gonna say 10-7. I'll say okay. Let's go 1 over the projected 9-8 total.
Honestly, I see them doing the same as last year. Start hot and fall apart. The way the schedule's set up.
I'm not gonna lie. I did the numbers, counted the wins as I went down that schedule, and I got.
What did the calculation say, Dom?
Please say 9.
What did the mousetrap game say?
Yeah, 8.1 wins. And it's where is it? 8.1 wins, 36% chance at playoffs, which I'm kind of surprised about, I guess. But whatever.
Because
I don't know. That early bye is going to bite them in the ass. That's really going to just like
really
I said that about the Eagles last year, and it was the best thing that was possible.
It seems that betting data, sports books have them at 8 and 9. So,
Tomlin's going to take that to heart.
Yeah, dude.
We'll see that when they get to camp later this month.
Can't believe
it's this month.
and win that extra game.